All right, we are going live, and Nate, you don't look crazy, my friend. You look great. You look great. We are episode 77 of the On the Hunt podcast. My name is Elijah Winfrey, and we almost have a complete crew tonight. We got Nate Rucker, our resident defensive coordinator, with us for the first time in a little bit. We also have got the number one Lions fan, Mr. Bobby Bless. That's right. You got to say it within the first 30 seconds of the show. Otherwise, Bobby leaves. It's in his contract. So we'll start off with
You
Nate.
you made the contract.
Woo,
Shit.
let's go. Let's go. Nate Rucker, we're going to start with you, my friend, because we haven't heard from you in a little bit. How's everything going? I heard, by the way, that you had an injury because you were rescuing a box of kittens out of. So what happened? What happened?
Duh, man, I got an Achilles. My Achilles is torn. Uh, Ironically, it's just something that happened at work. One of those things that happen. They don't nowadays. Things is different compared to what they were, and they don't even. They pretty much they're not recommending surgery. They want to keep me away from the knife and try to pretty much let it heal and through physical therapy, keeping brace on, a lot of Epsom salts, things of that nature. Like I say, I'm 44. I don't think I want to go under the knife.
Well, hey, I'm glad to hear that you're okay, man, because I know when I saw that, I was like, oh man, that sucks. But I'm
Yeah.
glad to see that you're doing all right with it. And I know that we've been very anxious to talk with you about all things Lions football, so we'll certainly do that here in a minute. But first, we got to go over to the number one Lions fan, Mr. Bobby Bless. Bobby is hatless today because unfortunately we did not earn another hat. So, Bobby, before we dive into that, my friend, how are you doing on a personal level?
That's a good. That's funny that you say that actually, because I'm actually doing well, and I notice I live a pretty stress-free life until it comes to this damn football team of mine that I'm emotionally invested in. So, in the grand scheme of real life, I'm well, but in football, I'm mad as hell. For real, and that's why I said that's why I got mad at you for calling me out because you already know me. We done got to the stage where you know me, huh, Elijah?
That's
So
right.
yeah, brother, I ain't the happiest number one Lions fan, you know.
Okay, so let me set the stage for y'all as we get into this thing, okay? So I went to Walmart on Sunday morning. It was a part of my many different adventures I went on. By the way, whenever you hear my analysis, know that you are now listening to the analysis of a licensed driver. Um, I,
Oh
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
I got my license last week, which was terrifying. And I'm thankful to the good Lord above that I never have to parallel park again, because screw that crap. But anyway, uh, I am now a licensed driver. So on Sunday, I had a bunch of errands I was trying to run. Okay. So I ended up going and getting a Vizio 5.1 surround sound system. I set that up in my living room so that I could listen and see what the difference was. By the way,
Oh,
very noticeable
there's
difference.
yeah.
Very
Especially when it
noticeable
comes to
difference.
like
I was
music
not
too.
expecting that. I was not
Yeah.
expecting that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also, and this is the point I'm trying to get to, I took my car through the car wash for the first time. And this should have been the signal to me that Sunday was not going to go well for the Winfrey household because what I did was I paid for the car wash. It said pull forward. So what do? I pull forward. I had my windows down because I thought I had more time before it was going to hit me with the jets. I was wrong. That motherfucker splashed me six ways from Sunday, and I had to roll my windows up while I'm like, no, 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 damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay, so I got that nice interior wash to go
Were
with
you
door
were
wash.
one of your errands going to the what'd you say, the Indian reservation is where you say like you be going where the good shit
No,
at?
no, no, no.
You ain't had no
I,
good you did that on the sober?
I stayed in Messina for that one.
I was about to
But
say that's you on the sober, huh?
yeah, but
Okay.
anyway, like I said, I recognize real quick. Note to self: when going through car wash, make sure you got the windows up. But anyway, that should have been my sign. Is my point that something was going to go wrong. And then obviously watching the game, it was a bit of happiness followed by a lot of how do we put it? Frustration. Frustration because the defense played out of its mind, in my opinion, on Sunday. But offensively, we struggled, particularly in the red zone. I believe the final number was like 1 out of 7 or something like that. So before I get into my analysis, I want to go to Nate Rucker. Nate, what do you think of the defense and what do you think of the offense? I don't know what happened. Nate's connecting audio. There we go. Nate, you should be good now. Now he's muted. He hasn't done this in a minute, folks, so bear with him. Bear with him as he's setting this up. So, Nate, while you're doing that, let me go to Bobby. Bobby, your opinion on the defense and then your opinion on the offense.
The defense was okay. I by far don't have too many gripes with them. Aiden Hutchinson was like outstanding. With him back there, I think I could have been in that secondary helping. So, no, defense, I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't like super duper impressed, but with anybody but Aiden Hutchinson. As many Lions fan, more of a gripe with the offense, but I don't know if we get into various reasons or, like I said, I just wasn't happy with the offense. To be all the way honest with you, for disclosure, I was very unhappy with the balance of the offense. But as far as the defense, I'm gonna say they did well, but I wouldn't say that I'm ready to be comfortable with them like that yet. But I wasn't like, maybe I don't know, maybe the extreme disappointment of the offense I graded them on the curve kind of thing. So I didn't want to get too nitpicky with the defense. The offense is my problem. I'm pretty sure we're gonna talk about it more in depth in the episode, but no, I wasn't happy with the offense.
Nate, I believe you are all set, my friend. So opinions on that defense and then opinions on the offense before we really dive into this thing.
The defense is definitely improved. Still need things to be tightened up. I do like a healthy Levi Azarike is actually Levi is doing what I thought he would do a couple of years ago when he first drafted him, and I was excited about him. Really, really wrecking the pocket. Forcing quarterbacks and stuff up, which is actually he should have maybe 3 sacks already, but he's got a half, and a half. But that's good. I'm still stuck on the opposite side of Aiden Hutchinson, which is why I wanted us to upgrade the other side. I wanted to upgrade it last year doing a trade. Whatever we had to do, I wanted us upgraded last year as far as opposite Aiden Hutchinson. Linebackers have been a little bit better, but for some reason, I don't know. I don't know what was going on. This last game was real funky. It was just a lot of shit going on that was out of the normal. A lot of the key guys weren't making their normal plays. So, Rodrigo acted like for some reason he couldn't tackle all of a sudden.
He turned him into Michael Vick, man. On everything. On everything, man.
But honestly, as a defense,
I give him a C.
Well, if your leading rusher is your quarterback and it's less than 40-something yards, then you can honestly say you did your job. Right. It's just his runs were timely. The touchdown was just timely. But as far as the rush defense, they did a great job. I'm not going to take it from them. They did a good job. Tampa Bay did a very good job scheming Chris Godwin over. They ran him over a lot of picks. a lot of slants, a lot of short dig routes, just creating traffic just to get the ball in his hands. Did a good job on Mike Evans, Trey Parker. They did a good job. Like I say, this was a very would have winnable game. Offensive, Jared Goff is out of sync. A lot of his passes are in the dirt. They're off. They're going out of bounds. I mean, yeah, true enough, he's been connecting with JMO. And I'm not sure, if this is the Lions' intention on just force feeding JMO to get teams, ready for him to get St. Brown and Laporta going. I don't know. What I didn't like is that when T-Rex arms went out, we were supposed to punish them with David Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to go right at them.
It's almost like they didn't know. It's almost like they ain't know, man. I know.
I'm not sure what they were doing, but we know one of the things about Tampa Bay defense, their speed is always going to be to the outside, even without Devin White. Even without Devin White. So why you consistently try to run these tosses, these sweeps, these counters to the outside, I have no idea. When you needed the yards, you ran right at them. When you needed your touchdown, you ran right at them. Like, I don't know what Ben Johnson was doing. I don't know what Dan Campbell was doing. So this loss.
Hey, some of them plays look like cooler ball, man. Especially all them damn strings.
It reminded me.
All them damn side passes to Gibbs was crazy, bro.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, man, it was everything to the outside when that's not where Tampa Bay's weak is at. Their weakest is they're weak in the middle. Why are we going to where they're fast at? They're blitzing off the edges. We're throwing plays right into the blitz. Like, come on. I'm not sure what was going on, what we were seeing. I don't know if they were drunk, if they were drinking coffee, if they were watching too much Pornhub the night before. I don't know. But whatever it is, Ben Johnson was not on this game at all. There was no true rhythm to the offense. There was nothing surprising. Like, there was no real shift.
He was innovative last year. Like, he had. I
get it. It's probably the second game,
but he had Penei Sewell in motion. He wasn't. You ain't using him like he was and stuff. He was in motion, and last year it was more dynamic of a running game. It was plays where they was both out there. Both ain't out there, and then I seen the play when they had just Craig Reynolds out there. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? Whatever. You right, Elijah. You was right. I'm mad.
So let me. I knew it too. I don't know what Nate was going to say, but you guys are going to sound like, wait a minute. Did they just hit repeat on what Nate said? Because that's pretty much a lot of how I feel, But you know me, I always bring stats to the table. And I know that stats can say whatever the hell you want to make a stat say. I understand that. But for Lions fans out there who are a little bit frustrated with the quarterback, you may have a justifiable reason to be upset. But I'm still going to tell you to relax because I think the situation will get a lot better. But through 2 weeks of football last season, we're talking the Kansas City game, the Seattle game. If you remember, we went 1-1 in those games. Jared Goff, through 2 games, the first 2 games of last season, he was completing 71% of his passes, had 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. Remember that. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 71% completion percentage, and a 1-1 record. This year, against the Rams, against the Bucs, combine those stats together. 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and a 62% completion percentage. Now, this is not me saying Jared Goff is a problem. This is not me saying Jared Goff is, needs to hit the road. I'm not saying any of that, okay? Because I don't believe that. I believe Jared Goff's going to be just fine. But I believe what Nate said earlier. He is out of sync. There are passes that were routine for him the rest of his career that are now suddenly very difficult for him. And the passes that used to be very difficult for him are now basically routine. You know, you take a 10-yard out, okay, or even a 10-yard in. Now, those balls are going right to the dirt or they're too high. It's just not where it needs to be. But a deep pass, 40 to 50 yards down the field, oh, that's right on the money every single time. And so for me as a Lions fan, for me as a Jared Goff fan, it's frustrating. And I promise you, okay, I promise you, nobody is more frustrated about it than Jared Goff himself. Because I promise you, this is not the standard that he holds himself to. You know, and that's the good thing here is that Jared Goff will come out and tell you straight up, hey, I'm not playing my best football right now. Now, is it just a Jared Goff thing? No. Hell no. It's not just a Jared Goff thing. It's also a Ben Johnson thing, as Nate was talking about. It is perfectly within your right to question some of these play calls. And the fact that Sam Laporta had 2 receptions for, I think, 3 yards in this game, like, where did he go? What are teams doing against him? And maybe we can get Nate back in on this after we let Bobby go. But what are teams doing that is completely rendering him utterly useless? Like, I hate to put it like that because that's really aggressive, but like, the man's useless in the passing game right now. That's frustrating because he was supposed to have another great year. He's supposed to be the next best tight end in the NFL. He was supposed to be our version of Travis Kelce. And now all of a sudden, I mean, the man's not even an Eric Ebron. Because at least Eric Ebron was getting attempts to catch the ball. But it's like Ben Johnson got allergic to anything having to do with Sam Laporta. And I'm a huge Gibbs enthusiast. Y'all know that. I like the way they're using Gibbs, but it's like, man, some of those should be going to Laporta. And Montgomery, I agree with Nate. They should have used Montgomery a little bit more. St. Brown was used a little bit more this last game, and I enjoyed seeing that. But again, I would question 2 things. 1, Goff is out of sync. 2, the play calling. And I would say Goff being out of sync, I would chalk a little bit of that up to the fact that he didn't play at all in the preseason. And I know some people are going to say that's a crappy take, Elijah. And you know what? You're entitled to your opinion.
Nope, I agree 100% because that's exactly what I was thinking.
But when you don't start any of your starters in the preseason, guess what? This is preseason game number 2. And this upcoming week is preseason game number 3.
Yep.
And you're going up against a Cardinals team that right now believes in themselves in a place that traditionally the Lions have not fared well. Look it up. The Lions have not played well in Arizona. But before I take over this whole show, we got to go to the man who I know is the biggest Jared Goff fan that I've ever met. Bobby, he's your guy. What do you think about him right now?
Man, I think he being asked to do what he's not good at. He's a game managing quarterback. And we also know that he's one of the best play action quarterbacks in the league. If you don't run the ball, he can't be at his best without running the ball. Because you gotta have to run the play action, you got to have a scary running game, someone where the linebackers have to commit and pull up to that line for Goff, throw it over the top for your 10-yard ends and that. But I got a couple questions for you guys though, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, what is your threshold for Jared Goff passing attempts to be efficient?
For me, I would say he should not be attempting more than 30 passes a game.
Okay.
And I think that's a little high, to be completely honest. So I would say the sweet spot is about 25 to 27 throws a game.
Okay. I'm kind of with you on that. How about you, Nate?
Yeah, he's definitely. Anytime you get up to close to 40 passes, that put me back into that mindset of Matthew Stafford, which
Right.
I want nothing to fucking do with. Like we seen, like no offense, but I mean, like damn, we become 100% predictable. We're easy to defend. Now, granted, the difference between Goff throwing the ball 40 times and Stafford throwing the ball 40 plus times is 200 yards.
Right.
Like, we know this. Stafford's going to take the top off the defense. He's going to make you scared. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Jared Goff throwing the ball 40 times means you're fucking terrible and you're not accomplishing anything. Means you're getting a lot of check downs. You're doing a lot of okie doke crap instead of doing what you do, which is running behind the best offensive line in fucking football.
Okay, now boom. Now I say that to say this. Now, couple things. Jared Goff, we all know his strong suit ain't his throwing ability, right?
Right.
So he threw the ball 55 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And without the running game, right? Now, here's another question. Do you fellas know how many times have Patrick Mahomes threw the ball 50 times or more? And you know Patrick Mahomes throwing is his best part of his game. So how many times?
But he hasn't thrown it. I think I've only seen him maybe throw the ball once a game where he's thrown it 50 times. Maybe once.
Amen, Nate. You are exactly right. Patrick Mahomes don't even throw the ball 50 fucking times. So why would you have Jared Goff throwing the ball that many times? And this too. We know what we got with Jared Goff. This is not a untapped commodity that we're trying to do experiments with. We have a formula that makes him good. Now, Ben Johnson, Goff is Goff. I feel like from the start of the game, Goff, the last 2 games, they even started off with Goff passing. It's almost like they trying to something to prove with that.
But you know the crazy part is going to JMO. So it's almost like they're trying to make teams for you're trying to put the fear of JMO in teams. Granted, yes, JMO's making these catches, he's doing all that. But it's like teams know. Like JMO's only gonna get maybe 7 targets a game. We ain't really worried about it.
Right. So and that's my thing, you know, and it's Ben Johnson. And that's why, to me, of course, like Jared Goff, it's obvious that he's not throwing the passes like he was. Y'all said it so yourself. But it's one damn thing that's obvious. If you throw the ball 55 damn times, it's going to be some bad passes. It's going to be, just by sheer volume of attempts, it's going to be some. Every time you throw the ball, there's a chance for something. There's more things bad can happen than good. So why would you put Jared Goff in the position to throw the ball 55 times? And this is my last point. And this is another reason why I have a bigger problem with Ben Johnson. Teams that traditionally throw the ball a lot, right, Elijah? You hear me? Teams that traditionally throw the ball a lot, they are down by multiple scores. So they're really throwing to get back. We're not down by a lot. We shouldn't be pass heavy. We have us being, because we only lost by 4 points and we had a lead. So we should have been in position to control the clock, wear them down, the same formulas that we did to beat them in Tampa Bay without Gibbs and without Montgomery. We ran more without them two than we did with them healthy two this game.
Mm-hmm.
They played
and Vita Veda was out. Ben Johnson, I don't know. Was he trying to highlight? Is he trying to be like the next guru or something? But he got from the basics.
Yeah.
And we supposed to be thankful that he around the first 2 games. I don't feel like he's using his chess pieces properly. And that's why we got Jared Goff throwing interceptions on the first game. Jared Goff he ain't got no strong arm, so I think his arm tired about 30, like Elijah said. So,
but you know the crazy part, a lot of them had the interceptions he threw weren't normal Jared Goff throws. Them was shit that Matthew Stafford throws. Like
that first one was a penalty, though. That first one was a penalty.
I know, but not even that one. I'm talking about you're trying to throw in between a linebacker, a safety, and a corner on a bullet pass.
Right.
That's not you. Your arm isn't strong enough. That's some shit Stafford does.
Right.
Where it either gets there or it's a pick. Jared Goff is going to be a pick.
Right.
You don't have enough zip.
He don't got the throwing power.
Yeah, yeah. Right. You don't have enough zip. We know this. Why are you throwing the ball in the coverage in the middle of the field? Come on, Jared Goff.
And he's not spreading it around. And last year they were spreading it around. Now it ain't doing none of that.
Yeah, we talked about Jared Goff being a precision game manager type quarterback, and in these first two games he's gotten away from it. But to go back,
bootleg quarterback, you can't do the bootleg without a damn strong run.
We played this game as if we were losing,
right?
And that was the moment that we lost it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you throw the ball 55 times, even when we're up. You were playing as if we were losing. What are we doing?
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, fellas, which is not me trying to be glass half full, okay? But we gotta be honest. But we that's funny. But we gotta be honest about it, okay? These first 2 weeks, the Lions have not played great football.
No.
And yet we won the first game. And we did so at the end, looking more like ourselves, just complete domination of the other team. And then in this game, even though we played like dog shit, we still had 2 opportunities at the end of this game to win it. So again, I'm not trying to come at this thing glass half full, but the glass sure as hell ain't completely empty either. You know?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. But you know what?
But with Ben Johnson, remember what all of us have said. I'm not going to take credit for it individually because we have all said it at one point or another in these 77 shows. You live by the sword, you die by the sword, and sometimes you can get too smart for your own good.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson has been an offensive coordinator now for 3 years. That means these defenses have got tape on him. 2 years worth of bare minimum, plus these last 2 games. They know what he likes to do. Now, if you're Ben Johnson and you're going, hey, I'm a smart guy, what are you going to try to do? You're going to try to do stuff that you wouldn't normally do because you want to try to show them a different look. You want to keep them off guard. Plus, you got a new, I hate to call him a toy, but just roll with me on the expression because I can't think of something else to say. You know what? A new weapon. Let's say that. You got a new weapon in J-Mo, and you want to use them. And so for these first 2 games, man, he's leaning on J-Mo. He's trying new stuff. And what he needs as a coach is he needs Dan Campbell to come into his office and say, hey, I appreciate the fact that you're trying to do some new stuff, but let's not abandon our identity so that you can try to get J-Mo the ball. Like, it's got, we have to do what we do, because when we get away from that, then we lose games. And you don't want to go the other direction where the defense is doing everything they possibly can, but the offense is inept. Because the last 2 years, it's been the opposite, where the offense has to win shootouts because the defense wasn't ready yet. But again, I think you kind of live by the sword, die by the sword. And I think right now, Ben Johnson's looking at it like, hey, I got a new weapon, and it would be irresponsible of me not to use them. But I think he's overcorrecting quite a bit. By the way, we do have a lot of comments that are coming in. So I want to thank everybody for all those comments. Got a lot of people watching right now. do us a favor, hit that like button for us. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, make sure you do that, and continue to leave those comments, because for whatever reason, YouTube for a while there was kind of hating on us. So we were not getting a lot of views or interactions from folks. And tonight feels more like an episode that we used to have. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. Bobby, with Ben Johnson going into this Cardinals game, as we kind of shift focus that direction, what do you want to see from him against the Arizona Cardinals in a place that honestly has not been that good to us for a very long time?
Yeah, through history. I'm gonna keep it sweet, because I might go crazy if I have a whole list to run down. But I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. How about not starting the game off with a pass? I don't give a damn if it's a reverse, whatever. I don't want to see no bubble screen to Gibbs. I want to see a fullback. I want to see a lineman pull. I want to see them go something. I need to see some traditional grit. I don't want to see no greatest show on turf shit. I want to see some real grit. I want to see them line up and push somebody off the ball. I want to see what we did against the Rams in overtime. Now, whether it works or not, that's going to be on Ben Johnson to me. You got the tools. You were creative last year. Let's be creative. You were the hot coaching candidate. Whatever. Let's show that you can be man enough to go to that damn playbook and do some things that you haven't been doing, like you so well articulated, Elijah. So that's why I definitely don't want to see Jared Goff throwing the ball 50 times. Okay, I don't want my 30 to 35. Man, listen. I don't want to go there. That's all I'm gonna say, Elijah. I don't want, because I'm a positive person. I could have reached. I could have reached to that TV and talked to Ben Johnson with my hands. I was so mad yesterday. I mean on Sunday. So just to keep the positive, Bobby. Everybody knows. I'm gonna kick it to Nate. And what's your thoughts, my brother?
I'm with you. We need to see. I need at least 30 to 35 rushing attempts. 30 to 35. We need to go into Arizona. I don't give a damn about what their record is. Our team is better. Our team is better defensively. Our team is better offensively. Go down there, beat the hell out of them. We need to beat them convincingly, about 14 plus points, and bring our ass back home. Like all the pussyfooting that they've been doing, all the happy-go-lucky shit, these bubble screens, all these pretty plays, it's done with. Like yes, we are now the hunted. We are the favorites outside of San Francisco to make it to the Super Bowl. We know this. Now, we have to live up to these expectations. We're not the fucking we're not the go by night Lions no more.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that we are on, people look at the schedule, when they see the Lions, they don't check it as a win.
Right.
They don't check that as a win. You have to bring your A game every game. And that's from the coaches to the players to the fucking water boy, whatever. You have to be on your best game now. Like, everything's riding on you. We're the favorites in fucking 90% of our games. We're going to be the fucking favorite. So we have to start playing down to the level of our competition. Go in here, blow them out. Stop trying to be fucking cute. I don't care if you put 8 in the box. Guess what? Y'all had 8 in the box last year. We still were able to run the ball, which helped our play action, which got our tight ends going. Get back to doing what we do. Stop being the smartest guy in the room and overthinking ourselves and overthinking formations. Just go in and do what you do.
And again, as far as what Nate is saying, and as far as what I said earlier, look, I might be completely wrong on my analysis of Ben Johnson. Maybe it's not what I said. Maybe it's not him trying to give a different look than what he's given in the past. Maybe he just really believes that what he's done the last 2 weeks is just, everything that needs to happen. But I have a hard time believing that he suddenly abandoned his identity, because his identity as a play caller has been that running game, that play action pass. That's what he does. And we just haven't really seen it that much in these last couple of weeks. And again, Laporta, I mean, you might want to put a missing report out there for him, because I'm sure he's frustrated that he ain't getting the ball, but like he's not even getting the opportunity to get the ball. That's what has me kind of questioning stuff. Plus, I got him on my fantasy team, so I'm kind of looking at it like, dude, come
Shut
on,
up,
man.
Elijah.
Come on, man. Like I have him, I have Goff, I have Jameson on there. I got the
Well,
Lions
you made
defense
see
on there,
you did that's you that's that
and
man.
I
You
got
gotta talk
Gibbs
to me. You shouldn't have drafted that team, dude. What you doing with all them same people on the same team for?
because I love my Lions.
You pay for money?
No, I don't play for money. I play for
Oh,
love.
okay.
I
I was
play for
about to
something more
say,
valuable. I play for
oh,
something more valuable. Love. That's right.
oh damn, what love got to do with it, man?
Yeah, you telling me.
I
Telling me. Anyway.
ain't mad at you.
Anyway. So
Hey,
Nate,
hey.
Nate missed this comment last week, but it was funny as hell, so I got to share it again. So Bobby was talking about how people don't know that his real name's Robert, right? He's
No,
like,
my God.
he's like, people, hear my name's Robert, and they're like, who's Robert? And I said, and Nate, I think you would agree with this. I think this should go on a t-shirt. I said, Robert makes the money so that Bobby can spend it.
Sounds good to me.
I thought
Fuck
that was
him.
pretty good. I thought that
Man,
was pretty good. Robert makes the money so that Bobby can spend it. There you go.
you can't empower him to do stuff like that, Nate. You gotta
I
be,
mean,
you
that's
gotta
great
help him.
though. That's great. People in the comments, do y'all agree with that? Because I think Robert makes the money so that Bobby can spend it. But anyway, as far
So
as
silly, boy.
where I want to take this here, two questions. Okay, question number one is a situation that none of us want to deal with. But if the Lions fall to the Cardinals, how concerned will you be moving forward about this team?
Mm.
Nate, let's go to you first.
0.
Okay. Care to elaborate or just 0?
I mean, like, it's no concern. It's more aggravation because it's not like we're not the most tight. To me, it's just simple shit, and we're doing dumb shit. We're beating ourselves. We're not getting manhandled. You're not getting pushed off the ball. It's not the effort of the players. It truly comes down to our coaches not fucking coaching right. Like Dan Campbell said, that end of the halftime, that botched ass shit he did, fuck. Like, come on, dude. Dude, you had half of the team trying to spike and the other half trying to run on the field.
He just said that play's called fuck.
Yeah, it had to be.
Like,
It had to be.
like, it's crazy. The best coach right now is Aaron Glenn. Now, granted, Aaron Glenn was amongst the anonymous players and coaches. They did vote him as one of the most impressive defensive coordinators. This is proven.
Yeah.
This is proven throughout the league. He is highly respected and voted that high. So we know that. But the rest of this shit, I mean, the special team coach has been good. We haven't had any blow-ups. Fake punt was good, but it's like, come on, dude. We can't get the players, we can't have the coaches now failing the players, where before we might have had the players, we had the coaches that failed the players.
Yeah.
Now we have the players. Come on, coaches, don't fail them.
Yeah, I get that.
Last year we put these guys in a position to win and succeed every fucking play. You made sure that they were never ever behind 8 ball, behind the numbers. You made plays and you made calls to put them in a positions to do what they do well. And for some reason, we're taking that away from them.
Right.
Like, you have the best offensive line in fucking football. You have a two-headed monster back there.
Right.
Use it. You haven't play action to the tight ends at all. Everybody knows Jahmyr Gibbs is on everybody's fucking game plan. And he is. There is no more. After people laughed at him getting taken where he was, now he's on the fucking game plan. So use that. I haven't seen him on a wheel route or a Texas route yet. I haven't seen you motion him out the backfield and put a linebacker on him yet. Use his receiving ability. Like, what are we doing here?
Bobby, let me go over to you, man. If they lose to the Cardinals, how concerned are you going to be?
You mean 2 weeks without a hat? I'm going to be mad.
That's all he cares. He just want his damn hat.
He's like, man, Bobby's got money to spend.
Yeah, hey.
Robert ain't working so Bobby can't spend the money. Come on.
I'm driving past. Hey, boy, I drove past them all today with the stank face, bro. I was mad. No, but yeah, man, this is me being a paranoid, damaged Lions fan. I'm going to be worried, Elijah. Do I have valid reasons to be worried? Probably. Do I need to be calm down? Probably, but I don't operate like that. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna want somebody fired. You know me, so y'all gonna want me to. I'm gonna want to fire somebody. Elijah and Nate want to talk me down. So I'm just waiting for the support. I'm gonna be good.
Okay,
but I'm gonna be mad. But I know y'all gonna get me off the ledge, so I'm gonna roll with that.
So let me take my crack at this question here, and then I'm gonna lead us in another direction. My concern, if we lose to Arizona, is I think that it sets us up for an unfortunate situation. Okay? Here's the deal. Dan Campbell came in, and Dan Campbell earned respect by being the same guy, whether we won or lost. He earned everybody's respect by being the same guy, right? Went through a whole lot, and then the ship started to turn in the right direction. And the thing that players love about him is that he's authentic, he's gritty, he knows what to do, right? It don't matter how much success you have if you all of a sudden start losing games. Because that locker room, although that locker room has been battle tested, right? They've been through the ups and the downs. Now they've started experiencing the incline, right? I've seen a lot of teams fall apart on that incline because they start losing and then they start looking around going, wait a minute, why is this happening to us? I thought we were done with all this. And there's only so many times that your coach can, say, hey, look, it's my fault. And so, like I said, my hope is that they handle business against the Cardinals and get this thing back on track to where it's supposed to be. Because again, his authenticity, Dan Campbell's authenticity, is one of our greatest resources, but it could also end up being a downfall if this team starts losing games with all this expectation on them. And I don't know if that makes any sense, but like I said, I've seen teams that were supposed to make it fall completely on their face because they start losing games. Then they start, looking around going, why are we losing these games that we used to win? And then it becomes a whole thing. Now, again, I believe we do handle our business in Arizona. And I will say, Kyler Murray is doing the Kyler Murray thing again. And what is the Kyler Murray thing? It is where the first 8 weeks of the season, he looks like an MVP candidate. And then he gets hurt. And then the Cardinals fall apart. And we just happen to be playing him during that stretch where he looks like an MVP candidate. And we're playing them in Arizona. And I remember my colleague, Donnie Despa, who does the Licorice Pizza podcast on our channel, also a big Denver Broncos fan, he looked at me and he's like, Elijah, everybody I listen to on Sirius XM is saying that Kyler Murray's going to be an MVP candidate. And I said, Donnie, don't fall in love. I said, because every single year this man does the same exact thing. He looks great for the first 8 weeks and then falls apart after that. So I want to go over to Bobby first because I can't see Nate on my screen right now. I want to go to Bobby first. Bobby, Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr., the rest of that Cardinals roster. What do you think? What concerns you about them? And, what do you think about Kyler Murray in general?
Man, I always been a Kyler Murray fan. I know he a little bastard, but he tough. I swear, he wanted his heart. He got heart. He play ball. They call him a little spoiled brat to say he got sportsman teammate issue kind of thing. But when he get out on the field, you can't say he ain't one of the ones that's giving his all. You know what I mean? So that's the main thing I like about him. The things I don't like about him because he's good at is extended plays, bro. They show plays where this good dude is running around for 9 seconds, then throwing passes for a touchdown. I'm concerned with that. As we all know, being able to contain or cover receivers that long is very, very, very hard. So that is something that I'm worried about. I want to see them get home, and they're like James Conner. He's not a world beater running back. He ain't gonna juke and jive you, but he's gonna go for it. So you can't take him lightly. But the main thing I am worried about though is on their defense, Budda Baker. Budda Baker seems to be in the right places at the right time, and the confusion with our offense, but going against Budda Baker ain't what we need to help it right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how Ben Johnson, our guru, is going to disguise coverages enough to keep Budda Baker guessing. Because believe it or not, he's one of the best anticipation secondary guys. He's everywhere. So that's going to be. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm an Arizona Cardinals expert because I don't know much about them. But the thing that comes to my mind is Budda Baker. Just he's just a chess piece that you got to always know where he's at out there on that defense. And as far as Marvin Harrison Jr., he good. So we got a rookie. We got a rookie first round corner. They a rookie first round receiver. So go do what we got you here for, kind of thing, right? So, I know he's good, but Arnold got to be just as good, if not better, right? So I'm interested to see how Arnold's going to match up with a guy that's in his draft class, the number one receiver in his class. Do what we got you here to do. You know what I mean? And Aiden Hutchinson, he gonna have to be disciplined. He can't turn that corner with reckless abandon with this guy. He's gonna have to be able to contain on him, keep him in the pocket. You don't want him in the pocket, and when you do get a chance to sack him, put his ass on the ground because he got moves. He can extend play. So, I'm always go Lions. So I got us, but let's not take it lightly. We can't be living off living off last year no more, man. We got to get hungry again. I seen a content, impressed, arrogant team. I didn't see grit, so you got to, I don't know, hit the grit switch, I guess. I don't know, man, but I'm looking to see my team. I'm looking to see my team, not these dudes that have been playing the first couple weeks.
So. I get that. And as far as Budda Baker is concerned at safety, I think a big part of this game and I think a big part of this season is going to be the use of JMO. And I just want to clarify something that I said earlier because I don't want people to get the wrong impression of what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't use JMO. I'm not saying don't use JMO at all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you have a new weapon like that and you have not been able, think about it like this, okay? I'm going to use an analogy here that kids today don't really have to deal with because they get whatever they want whenever they want it, right? But I remember as a kid, always being excited about what I might get for Christmas, right? And especially if you happen to find out what you were getting for Christmas, but you still had to wait for it, man, that was some torture, right? So if you think about it like that, Ben Johnson found out 3 years ago that he was getting a Christmas present. And he's had to wait for 3 years to use this Christmas present. And now he's got the Christmas present unwrapped. He can use it as much as he wants. And he wants to play with his Christmas present in JMO. So if you're just looking at that, like, like as a human being, you can kind of see why he's doing what he's doing. But you just got to find a balance. And you can't lose Laporta because you're giving JMO more opportunities. You can't lose Brown and Montgomery and Gibbs. Like that's the thing. Bobby actually said it, I want to say about 3 months ago. Bobby was like, let's see what he does. Because he's got all the options in the cupboard. And sometimes when you got too many options, it can actually be to your detriment a little bit. And so, again, I'm not saying don't use JMO. Use JMO. But let's not forget about the fact that you got Laporta. You've got Gibbs who needs the ball. You got Montgomery who gets the ball. And right now it kind of feels like the three players that are getting it are Gibbs, JMO, and St. Brown. And I'm going to put St. Brown in there because last game St. Brown had like 11 catches. Okay.
Yeah, it was forced though. To me, it was forced. I
Okay.
feel like they overthrew him, and they threw to him too much, and he couldn't even finish the game by sheer volume. He's locked on receiver. He's not spreading it around. But I'm glad that I'm glad that they made it, give him St. Brown the ball a focal point. But I feel like it was forced, and that was a lot of the part of that 55.
But that leaves two guys who aren't getting
right.
Montgomery
sure.
and Laporta.
Yeah.
And Laporta is the one that, like I said, sticks out like a sore thumb to me because, like, dude, he was a huge part of the offense last year. Everybody knows that. Did he suddenly forget how to play football? Unlikely.
And Brock Wright too, because we had to outbid the 49ers to keep him. So what the hell are you doing with that chess piece too? So It's a lot of questions, and I'm so mad at you for bringing that up because I did say that shit. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, don't know what to cook for dinner. All these options, right? Yeah,
right. And instead, we're just Uber eating these first weeks. Like, come on, man, what are we doing here?
You make me sick.
Like, what the hell? But it is a thing, though. It is a thing. Like I said, you waiting. Most of us had to wait for a Christmas present. 5 months, right? Ben Johnson's had to wait 3 years to get to use JMO the way that he's using them right now. I understand the excitement, but you got to not forget about the other guys that are out there. And look, I'm sure he hasn't forgotten about them, but I'm sure when he watches the footage, he's probably telling himself the same thing we're all saying. Where's Laporta? Because I have to imagine that all these coaches are self-critical. I have to imagine that they hold themselves accountable before anybody else has to. Like I said, I'm sure that pisses him off to look at the stat line and go, why did I only give this man 3 chances to catch a football in this game when we really could have used him? Because again, Nate's not on the call anymore, so I'm not sure what happened on that. I think maybe his phone died or something. But I would have loved to know from Nate's perspective, what did they do to take Laporta away? Because I don't know defense that well to know what they did. Maybe it was a scheme thing that Tampa figured out. But whatever they did, so did the Rams. Because Laporta wasn't really a factor in that game either. So it's like, what are these teams doing to Laporta?
Yeah, he was more productive with the bad leg. You know what I mean?
Right. So it just makes me kind of wonder, like, what are they doing? I mean, I'm not seeing them do punt coverage like they used to do to Calvin. So it's like, what are they doing to him to make him not open?
And you know what else I didn't see? Like, because the whole mentality of the offense is a question to me, Big Dog.
Yeah.
Because I remember last year at one point in time, maybe it was at the end of the year or even the whole year, we were the most running this team on third and long. It didn't even matter if it was third and long, we was running the ball. So like, what is happening? We got the same personnel.
Right.
Only thing is, I guess if you want to count Josh Riddle as a big piece that's missing, but I'll give you that. But even then, only thing changing is the expectations we got from Ben Johnson. That's the only thing that changed, and he not meeting them. So,
and just to kind of put a cherry on top of what you just said, Bobby, when we were doing that third and long running, we weren't even healthy.
Nope.
We're healthy right now, and we're not doing it. So, yeah, like I said, a lot of questions. We'll see what happens in Arizona. Like I said, traditionally, that is not a place the Lions play well in. In fact, I remember multiple times when Stafford was the quarterback, I dreaded any time the Lions had to go out to Arizona. Because for whatever reason, that place is just not good to us. But I am a positive person, like Bobby is. And so I'm going to say positively, the Lions will take care of their business in this game. But again, Budda Baker, that's a really good point out by Bobby. That is going to be a chess match between him and Jared Goff. And again, for Jared Goff's own good, you may have to limit how many times that man throws the football.
You got to. And I'm the biggest Jared Goff fan. It ain't because he throw the ball a lot. It's because he continuously makes the right decisions. Not because his superstar nothing. It's just he calls and plays the game that's in front of him. He don't try to be extraordinary. He don't have to do extraordinary things. Just be the conductor. And you got all these pieces.
And remember, just because you paid him a big old bag of money doesn't mean that he suddenly has to be the engine of the offense.
He ain't. Nope.
You paid him because he was a game manager. Let him manage the game. Not because you want him to be top 5 quarterback and all these different stats. That will come by letting him just manage the game. But if he goes out there and he throws multiple interceptions and we lose this game to Arizona, I'm telling you, it's about to get loud.
No, for sure.
Because people are going to look at this, and I don't even want to bring this up, Bobby, because I'm not on this train. But I'm also somebody who calls it like I see it. He keeps having bad performances. It ain't going to matter how much money they're paying him.
Nope.
People are going to say, put Hooker in.
Yep.
Because at least he can run away. At least he can run away from a defense.
And you know what else? You know what, that was the demise of Jared Goff is going to be the demise of Ben Johnson's head coaching guru in waiting type shit. Because I want to hear see that. He can go where the hell he wants to after that.
And again, I don't want that. Even though y'all know I'm a huge Hendon Hooker fan, I don't want Hendon coming in that type of situation. I want Hendon coming in after Jared Goff, retires. That's what I want. Because I could totally see Jared Goff winning the Super Bowl, then riding off into the sunset. I could totally see that for him. But we ain't there yet. That's a long way away. First thing first, win a game. And the good news is we're not 0-2. I know some fans, that it feels like 0-2, right?
And we only lost by 4.
And you only lost by 4. You had 2 cracks at it at the end of the game. And I must say this, okay? If Amon-Ra doesn't go out on that last drive, I think we win that game. But
y'all threw the ball to him and he can't even breathe and then cramping up. Shit, Lord.
But I think if he stays in the game, I think we win that game. Because then Jared Goff isn't locked in on one guy. But again, he was locked in hard on J-Mo. And they knew that. And when they know that's where the ball's going, it makes their job on defense a lot easier. So, but again, for the Arizona game, that's obviously a huge contest coming up. 4:25, I believe it'll be on Fox for folks who get that game. For folks who don't get that game, I believe you'll be getting America's Game of the Week, whatever that is at that point in time. But
no, in my area, It's gonna be the Lions for sure.
I got Sunday tickets, so it's always the Lions for me.
Yeah, it don't matter for you.
I made the investment.
I got it
I
too.
said I ain't playing around with that.
I got it too. By any means, that game will be wild.
So, Bobby, I don't see Nate hopping back on. I don't have a message from Nate either. So, what we'll do is we'll do our closing remarks and we'll get out of here, my friend. As far as score prediction, what do you got and your closing remarks?
Man, I'm so scared of the damn score position. I don't want to cop out. I'm gonna give you a number, Elijah. 28-17 Lions. New hat. There you go.
Closing remarks?
Oh, my closing remarks.
Yeah.
Don't be Ben Johnson and overthink. Go with the flow, guys. Believe in. I don't care what you're doing. You at work flipping burgers, or if you have Walmart asking people, can you help them? Believe in his tools that make you good.
Right.
Don't do nothing. Don't do your job. Don't do more than that. Don't overthink. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Or what? And how they say it? Keep it simple, stupid. Right?
Keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, kiss.
Yeah. That's what I need. Yeah, but as far as my closing remark, man, please win. I need a hat. I went all summer not buying hats, for I can buy hats now. I ain't going 3 weeks without no hat. So
that's right.
Listen, I break traditions.
Robert has been working too hard for Bobby not to be able to spend that money.
I don't even. This Robert guy is gonna come out. We need to keep Robert in the basement. We like Bobby.
Do y'all ever notice that it's Robert Means and Bobby Bless?
Oh,
I'm just saying. You want to do it with Bobby. You want to do it with Bobby because Robert's mean. I'm just saying.
Hey, means business, but I'm gonna leave it. Elijah, I'm never confiding you again. You won't. You don't let it go.
Come on. Hey, at least I do good stuff with the tea you give me. Okay.
For sure. I feel like a point guard because I do give you assists.
Right.
I got to be more selfish and shoot it myself.
Ready. Anyway, so let's get to my final thoughts here. Again, looking for a Lions victory. I agree with everything Bobby said. I agree with everything Nate said. We can't be too cute for our own good.
Yeah, get down to the grit.
Don't try to hammer a nail with a screwdriver. Don't do it. Yeah, you might eventually get there, but you're gonna waste a lot of time. So anyway, I'm not a handyman, but that was my best analysis for that.
You be trying, don't you, man?
I was trying my damnedest. Anyway,
you do.
So with that being said, my friends, score prediction for me, I think it's going to be a shootout. I hate to say it, but I think it's going to be a Wild West shootout. I'm going to say Lions 38, Arizona 35. I think it's going to be a shootout in the desert. And hopefully that shootout requires a lot of running the ball from the Lions.
Man.
Because again, if Jared Goff gets up there, by the way, Jared Goff threw the ball how many times, Bobby? You said 56 times?
55.
55 times. The average pitch count for a Major League Baseball pitcher is 94 pitches a game. Just by comparison, okay? And those guys are trained to throw the ball that many times. And Jared Goff, while he wasn't that close to 94, I would venture to say he's probably well over the average.
I see he got little arms. His arms not even big. You don't even want him to throw that motherfucker that many times. For real. He don't got to.
If he throws it 60 times, from what I understand, he's going to end up looking like Mr. Potato Head. His arm's going to come off with the ball.
We're going to be running Wildcat.
That's right. Come on, Gibbs. Anyway, but I'm going to say 38-35, Lions with a victory. And as far as my closing remarks, I'm going to end it the same way I do every show. Listen, my friends, every day is an opportunity to make your life and the lives of those you love just a little bit better. So make sure you get out there and take advantage. And if you come across a situation where your skill set can make it a little bit better, remember, you not only have the ability, you now have the responsibility to do so. So for the resident defensive coordinator, Nate Rucker, for the #1 Lions fan, Bobby Bless, for our other member of our On the Hunt team, Reggie Funches, I'm Elijah Winfrey. Be good to yourself, be good to others in that order.